Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. 25 projects coming out to you, 5 a week for 5 weeks. We're at the end of week 2 and this is today's project. So it's a little bag to hang in your tree, or maybe you have a little tree that goes by the front door and you could put some things in it. This has got chocolate coins in. Is chocolate coins, or are chocolate coins I should say, is that a British tradition? Or do other countries do that too? I don't know. I do love to hear about other traditions. So if you're in a country that has unique and unusual traditions, let me know. So the reason I'm bringing you this project is I'm using the 'Tis the Season paper pack again. And I did a project yesterday with it. But I also, at the start of the week, or at the start of the series rather, I used up some little scraps of paper to redo my my Christmas countdown box thing. And I said to you that I've got a project coming up that uses up these funny, I wouldn't say they're scraps because they're good sizes, but these smaller pieces. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to bring it to you today. So I'm looking for one of these that's got a nice dark green in it. That's the one I want. Is that the one I want? No, it is that one. That's the one. So what you're after is a piece of paper that is 6 by 3 3/4 inches. 15 1/4 by 9 1/2 centimeters. So as you can see, this is a little bit too long, or too tall I should say. So I'm just going to trim it down a tiny little bit. Maybe cut it, not score it. So there we go. So it's kind of, I don't want to say it's the leftover piece, but you know, I often work in 6 by 6 or 6 by 4 inches. But it was just a funny size. I'm using it up. It's good. Okay. 6 by 3 3/4 inches, 15 1/4 by 9 1/2 centimeters. On the long side, score it at 1, 2 3/4, 3 3/4, and 5 1/2 inches, which in metric is 2 1/2, 7, 9 1/2, and 14. And then turn it round to the side and score it at 1 inch and 3 1/4. And in metric 2 1/2 and 8 centimeters. Okay, so the finished sizing of it, 1 inch by 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, which is 2 1/2 centimeters by 4 1/2 centimeters by 5 1/2. And there is a little pinch there, so you could close it like that. So that's why I've kept the pinch in, or you could just leave it open like a little mini handbag. Right, so let's burnish this up. I do like all things in miniature, and we don't get Christmas carolers where I live, unfortunately, because we are on a private road, and so the only people who drive down here are the people who live here or their visitors, and obviously, you know, couriers and the mailman. So we don't get them, but I do love to hear Christmas carolers. And I love to hear of Christmas carolers coming to visit you. And you could have pre-prepared some of these little bags with coins in, or notes, or whatever it is you give to carolers that come calling. Or you could put, like I've done, chocolate coins in and give them to the small guests that you have that come to see you. Right, so you can see which bits I've snipped. So this is the top, it's the shallower end. I've just mitered it a little bit, taken away that little skinny rectangle and separated all of these parts here. And I'm just going to run some Seal Plus down one side. And then I folded in my 2 sides and the back. And then some more along here. And this is where you would pinch just very slightly. So you could close it like that, or you could leave it open. Actually, I might close this one. So you've got 2 different looks. So I'm just going to gently bend that one backwards and forwards. And get my chocolate coins. Do you have no idea how hard it was to find chocolate coins in August? Very hard. Really hard. So let's just bung a bunch in there. Oh, I've probably got far too many. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, okay, so that was interesting. Quite so many that fitted in there. So that was 6. So that was 3 of those big ones and 3 of the smaller ones. Oh, okay, that is interesting. Right. So I'm going to get my ribbon. Oh, let's find the front. And I'm going to make it far too long, deliberately. Because the reason I've left the ribbon long is because I want to make this like a tree decoration. You know, we all like options, don't we? So I've tied it in a knot to the top, to that part, and then I'm going to turn that into a loop like that, so it will hang. Let's just trim those bits off. And that would be quite cute as a Christmas decoration. And tasty too. Okay, so I'm going to do a little die cutting. So on my original one, I've used the Sounds of the Seasons dies, which are these lovely, lovely shapes. They really are. And I've got some gold foil. I'm going to take those 2 again. And both of those. And I wanted to show you my gold foil. So I've got cats, in case you hadn't noticed. They do like to appear in the videos. I would strongly suggest that you don't leave your gold foil where your cats can get it. I'm not sure if you can see the claw marks and where they actually, one of them nudged it off to the edge of the desk and jumped on it and then jumped off it. And so I have a nice fold and I've got some claw marks. Just thought it would amuse you. Okay, let me chop a chunk off there. And I've got some garden green cardstock here. Cut a chunk off there. Let's scooch this lot all out of the way. And so I've got my 2 plates at the bottom, here and here. And I've got a cutting plate, gold foil, garden green. So I'm going to put my shapes on there. So these are going to cut and emboss at the same time, which is jolly good because the name of this machine is a cut and emboss machine. So they're going to do the 2 things at the same time. And I'm going to whiz the gold ones out of the way. And my green shapes. And I want to do 2 more of these. Actually, I want 3, but you know, I'm cutting 4, so let's have 4. Look at that, no issues getting those, of that cutting through whatsoever. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. Pop them back in here. And just start putting it all together. So, where's my other gold one gone? Where's my other gold shape? I've lost a gold bauble. I don't know. Is that gone back in there? Oh, it has. Oops. It's still inside the die. Please tell me I'm not alone in doing stuff like that. There we go. Let's try that again. So, yeah, look at the detailing on that. I'm going to bring my hand up to the camera. Look at all that detail. So it cut and embossed at the same time. Just marvellous. We love that. These will pop out. They did come out in this one. I'm going to aim to get them to stay in place with some dimensionals, which are just over here. Because actually I don't want them to come out. I like them. So I'm hoping, yes, that's going to keep those in place. bauble number 1. And number 2, and then I'm going to use mini glue dots just on the very end of my little pine sprigs. And the glue dots will get hidden because they'll be tucked out of sight. Oh, boy racers are just going past. Did you hear that? They've just shot down the main road. We'll have the 4th, why not? And that, I think those are quite cute. So yeah, the same design box, just they would hang slightly differently. So one would hang like that and be a little bit open, and that one's going to be closed. But I think they're nice little gifts, nice tree gifts. And like I say, I wanted to show you how I was using up those funny shapes left over from the previous project from the 31st of August it came out. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. See you next week for more of these videos. But of course, I've got projects on my blog on the weekends. Bye.